What's up, everyone? I'm going to be recording my therapy intake call with a therapist that should be calling me any moment now. We had a therapy intake appointment scheduled at 1:30, and it is now 1:31, and let's see if she calls this number. I'm gonna try to record the whole thing because my goal is to put out videos to help you understand the whole process of finding a therapist. It takes so much work, and I don't think people talk about that enough. So in this video, I'm gonna be recording the entire conversation so you know what questions to ask, confirming if they take your health insurance, asking questions like what does a typical session look like, and hopefully she calls. All right, so my plan is if Marissa doesn't call in the next minute, because I always give them 5 minutes. Sometimes therapists run behind, but if she doesn't call in the next minute, which will then be 1:35, I'll give her a call. So let's wait. All right, let's give her a call.
Hello, LifeView Counseling is unavailable.
Hi Marissa, it's Wes Woodson giving you a call back. We had a intake appointment scheduled for 1:30 p.m. If you please give me a call back at 7. She did not answer, so let's go update my therapy together. She didn't answer, and this one was 3 minutes from my house. Let's see, I have my dates right. Wednesday, 24. Yeah, kind of bummed out. So this is some of the things you can look for when you're trying to gauge at if a therapist is right for you. Do they come on time to your sessions? Do they have good communication with you if they're going to be late? Because things happen. But these are some of the... Oh, hello?
Hi, is this Wes?
Hi, this is him. This is Marissa?
Yes, this is Marissa. I was just giving you a call. As told you wanted a phone consultation.
Yes, I wanted to just connect. I found your profile on Psychology Today and figured I'd reach out.
Yes. Tell me, do you have you done therapy before?
Yeah, so I've actually been in therapy for the last 14 years. I'm 26 years old, so on and off with different therapists. But yeah, I definitely have had a lot of experience.
Okay. Tell me what are you looking for in a therapist?
Yeah, great question. So I'm actually looking for a therapist that could really help me manage my PTSD. Like I said, I've been in therapy for the last 14 years, but my last therapist, since moving to Dallas or moving to Texas from Boston, my last therapist recommended that I find a counselor who specializes in PTSD and had even gone as far as saying like EMDR. But I was wanting to understand more of how you could approach that, or if we could be a good fit.
Okay. So typically, I'm like, I didn't know if you were looking for EMDR and stuff like that, then I don't do that, but we can, I've worked with lots of clients who are doing like some sort of like art therapy and different things like that. And then we work on managing that together. And so I like to work with clients just to kind of see what exactly, they need. And then we can navigate what might work best as far as like that goes, as far as like what type of therapies. And then we can kind of talk about that. And then I can work more so and like maintaining and just keeping you stable and things like that.
Yeah, that's fascinating. So when you say like the art therapy is, have you used that with clients in the past who have either complex PTSD or PTSD?
Yes, the art therapy that or the person that I usually refer to, she'll work with it, and it's like they'll work on the PTSD and working on through, going through that, and then I kind of help kind of maintain along the way.
Okay.
While you're working through it. And so sometimes, like with art, sometimes it's really rapid and it kind of, you can go through things, just depending on what you like. If it's something like an EMDR that you would prefer, then we could go, that route, but still kind of help you maintain and stay, stay on the course.
Right.
Identifying those things that will, that might trigger, you know, that might be triggering or something that we might need to look for, and then help manage those things. Then we can work on that.
Okay. So you do have experience working with EMDR, but it's not like your first modality that you go into.
Correct.
Gotcha. Okay, that makes more sense. So in that case, I mean, I personally I've never done art therapy, nor have I done EMDR before. It was just a recommendation, both from my last therapist. But I am curious to learn more about the art therapy, and you mentioned it a little bit. How long does a typical session last with you?
So with me, I just do the normal like CBT, DBT kind of things like that. And then the art therapist that I have, her name is Wendy, and she works with you guys. And typically, sometimes just dependent on the complexity of the trauma, it depends on how long that will take. But it's usually like an hour, maybe 2 hours that she'll work with you for each session, for each event that kind of has that has working on that PTSD. So it just kind of depends on the type of PTSD you have, and like how long it might take to get through that, if that makes any sense at all.
Yeah, no, that does make sense. I think I'd be definitely curious to learn more because now you mentioned that it's like a different art therapist that would work with the client. Okay.
Yes. And I can send you like some information as far as like what stuff about Wendy and kind of the different types of therapy that she does, and kind of what that does, and how it works. But it just is going to be dependent on what you need and what you want, for your treatment.
Gotcha. That would be so helpful. Could you actually do you have my email on file?
I do. I don't think I have your email address. Let me grab a pen really quickly.
No worries.
Okay. What is that?
It would be
Soundstripe.
I will get you some of that information. Probably look for it within the next hour or so,
okay.
and we can go from there and kind of decide what way we want to go.
Okay. And then just so I know on the logistical side, what's your do you take my health insurance? I have Aetna health insurance.
I do. I am on the Aetna panel. Yes. I wouldn't know how much it costs, or we could send it through and get some like information as far as like the benefits and stuff and what that would cost.
Right.
And we can go from there. So yes, but I am on Aetna. Yes.
Okay. Just wanted to double check. Okay, cool. So I look forward to getting the information from you about Wendy and more information about your practice, and we'll go from there.
Okay. Sounds wonderful. Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you. Have a good rest of your day.
You too. Bye bye.
Bye. So there you have it. Uh, that was one of the meetings or one of the intakes calls I've had the entire time. Uh, so far on this whole journey of since starting on Saturday, the time of recording this, it's now Wednesday. So far since I started the journey of finding therapists and interviewing therapists, I've met with three different therapists, and each therapist has been different. The first one wasn't a good fit. The second one, she was really, really nice. The third one was awesome too, but this one, I kind of didn't feel like I had her undivided attention. I heard some kids in the background. Don't want to judge. I'm just trying to really specify what I need. What I need. I would love someone who can really give attention to me. Also, the mentioning of a separate therapist that would also work with definitely kind of like I don't know, like made me feel like I would be working with two people, and sometimes that could work for some people, but for me, I kind of want to only work with one person because of one person, I don't want to have to retell my story to somebody else. And for me, the modality of art therapy, I've done it once when I was an outpatient for what was that, 2020? I was an outpatient program, and we did art therapy then. But this doing it in the one-on-one setting, I've never really done that before, so I'm not totally closed off to it, but I'm not really open to it either. So definitely wasn't what I was looking for. And another sign, if you're always on the lookout during intake call, if the intake call lasts like less than 10 minutes, it's not really a good sign. Yesterday, I had an intake call that lasted almost the length of a full session, which shows you that I felt so comfortable talking to that person in almost real life, and it was over the phone. It wasn't even anything video, nothing like that. It was strictly over the phone, but I felt so safe talking to her that it lasted. I think we lost track of time. She even had to tell me, "Oh my gosh, I have another client coming up." So stuff like that. You want to find someone who makes you feel safe, who makes you feel like heard. And respectfully, in this session, I didn't really feel 100% listened to. And I also am not really familiar about art therapy. That wasn't the modality or the type of therapy I'm looking for. So if I was to rate that whole situation or that whole interaction on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being let's move on today, I'd probably give that a 3. A 3. But that's all for today's video, I guess. I wanted to really just record this. In closing, if I leave you with 3 things. One, whenever you are scheduling intake calls, remind yourself that you do have a choice. Just because they respond back to you doesn't mean you have to automatically choose them as your therapist unless you feel like comfortable with this therapist. Secondly, understanding that you can always come back to the drawing board. In this meeting, I said, "Oh, Marissa, can you send me some more information?" I'm probably not going to go down that route, but it's good information to have nonetheless. Always ask for information. And the third thing I want to leave you with, if you need help actually finding a therapist, I've designed this cool template called Therapy Together. It's free. I'm going to link it right here below in the description. And feel free to download it to your computer to just help you understand how to go about this whole process of understanding what modality you want, who you even want as a therapist. Do they take your health insurance? Even crafting an automatic outreach message to email them so there's no thought at all on your part. And having a cool place to organize all of this in a therapy tracker. So if you want that cool template, download Therapy Together. That's, again, linked in the bio. But I will see you in the next video. Peace.